company United Phosphorus Limited, UPL, says it's safe to reopen Durban beaches following a chemical spill in July. But the eThekwini municipality disputes this and is continuing to delay the reopening. An arson attack during the July unrest and firefighting efforts flushed harmful chemicals into the waterways leading to the ocean. Let's hear now from UPL's spokesperson, Mathanda Ncube, who joins me now from Durban. So, Mathanda, thank you for your time. You have written to the relevant department in KwaZulu-Natal to have the beaches reopened. A quick question, though, says, why are you concerned about the reopening of beaches? That's not in your domain, is it?
Good morning, Tulas, and thanks for inviting us. Good morning to the viewers as well. We are involved in this because if you remember the July 12th attack on our warehouse as a result of the catastrophic breakdown in rule of law resulted in the spill, like you just said. So the beaches are closed as a result of that spill, which happened at our warehouse. So in the best interests of public safety and also to do a cleanup of the whole impact of this spill, we have been cleaning up the beaches, we've been cleaning up the river, and we have spent a lot of time and money to clean up. And we have then asked independent experts to compile a report which looks into whether it's safe to reopen the beaches or not. And this report that I'm telling you about says that it's safe to open the beaches, which is why we are saying the beaches should be opened. You must understand that the closure of the beaches affects eThekwini and Durban here, where I am right now. Because it's a major tourist attraction. You come to Durban and you want to go to the beach. So if the beaches are closed, people won't book their holidays here. The festive season is almost here. All the hotels around here are asking when are the beaches going to be reopened. So we are saying we've done a scientific look into this problem, and there's a report that clears the beaches to be opened.
But would it also have the effect at the same time, Mathanda, the reopening of the beaches, would it have the effect of endorsing your efforts at a cleanup? Because my understanding is you have been involved in an extensive cleanup campaign. Do you also need this to sort of put a stamp of endorsement to say, you know, we've done the work, we're that confident that it should be reopened?
We have left this to scientists. So when scientists tell you, I mean, to us, they've been taking samples of not only the water, but also the sand along the beaches, going up north, south, east, and they are very confident that it's safe to reopen the beaches. You must also remember that there's also fishing communities who depend on the reopening of the beaches to make business. All these people are part of the ecosystem here in Durban, and they need to start getting back to work. So we are encouraging the city council to reopen the beaches.
Mathanda, is it too much of a stretch to read what's happening here within the context of what's appearing, at least to me, to be a bit of a Cold War between yourselves as UPL and the Minister of Environmental Affairs Barbara Creasy and other authorities, especially that seemed to have ratcheted up when the minister released that preliminary report earlier on in October. There's a bit of a Cold War happening there, which says to me that's why you are taking issue with the continued closure of the beaches, but also you've taken issue with that preliminary report being released in the way that it was done by the minister.
The report, we are contesting it, and we will respond to it at an appropriate platform. But perhaps what I can do, Tulas, for now, is to give you a pointer or a few pointers on what has happened since the July 12th attack on our warehouse. What has immediately after the attack, the following day, UPL appointed people to do the cleaning up, and we have spent more than 200 million on this campaign. We have cleaned up, and we are confident that we've done a lot of work. And then there were independent experts who have come in and who have told us in this report that we have shared with the government. It's also on the government's website to say the beaches are now safe to be opened. It's good for us that the beaches are opened because our stakeholders, who include, by the way, the Umhlanga Tourism Association, for example, can get back to work. It must be a huge inconvenience for the beaches to have been closed for such a long time. And I don't think that we should continue to have this kind of situation when we have experts, scientists telling us there's no need for the beaches to be closed anymore. There's no Cold War, Tulas. I think we are working very well with all three spheres of government, local, provincial, and national. And every question they've asked, we have responded. As late as last week, on the 11th, when we met with the department here, our experts met with their own expert that the department has appointed and went through this report and answered a lot of the other questions. So there's no doubt from UPL's side that the beaches should be reopened. It's safe for people to go there because scientists say so.
So as you say that there's no Cold War and you are working well with various departments and government agencies at all three spheres, and you will be responding to the preliminary report released earlier on in the month. What is your substantive response then to the allegation that you were not compliant in a number of ways, including that you had not gotten the requisite environmental authorization prior to establishing that warehouse in Konubia, including issues such as not having obtained a critical risk assessment or planning permissions from the eThekwini municipality, etc., etc. These are big allegations that are really serious in as far as your standing is concerned.
Yes, those are the issues that I said our legal team has engaged them and are engaging with all the stakeholders to try and resolve them and look at what areas they think there was no compliance. As far as we are concerned, we think that we are cooperating with them, and I think that we are going to do much more to try and make sure that this issue is resolved as soon as possible so that we can all get back to our lives.
All right, I've got to thank you for that. Live for us from Umhlanga in KwaZulu-Natal, that is Mathanda Ncube, who speaks on behalf of the company UPL. It's at the center of that spillage that happened there during the riots in KwaZulu-Natal. You'll remember that there was arson, and as a result of that, there was a chemical spillage that has had a deep impact on the environment in and around that area of Konubia.